Stop, sir.
I suck. This bud's for you, silly viewer people. Hi, I'm Rob. I'm with the SLPC. That's sucks lots of the SPL. My name is Rob. I'm with the SPLC. That stands for sucking. SPLC stands for sucking plates of large cock. I don't know if you've been keeping up with the news lately, but there has been a development, and quite the development, I might say. We have I have folders and binders of data full of women. Here's the rundown. The SPLC stands for the Southern Poverty Law Center. If you don't know what they are, they're a nonprofit. Are they nonprofit? Originally, they were actually around when you probably would have wanted one of these, 1971. They were founded in Montgomery, Bammer. That's Alabama for you out there who don't understand words. Now, the SPLC, which is, whenever I say SPLC, just think Southern Poverty, like lamb and tuna fish, Law Center. Right? They originally were founded in 1971 in Montgomery, Alabama. Is that correct? Yeah. And they were, they were a civil rights group. And later on, they pivoted into trying to point out hate groups. Now, back in the 80s, when they had did their little to calling out hate groups. So if you go on their website, they have what they call the hate map. In the 80s, they didn't have the hate map on the website unless it was a bulletin board system. But if you let me know in the comments, is the hate map still there? Because the thing about the hate map, we're going to get into that. Let's say it was like a month ago. You bring up that hate map, it'll show you, the pie graph. You'll show you America, a pie graph, and all this right-wing extremism, like all the right-wing extremism. It's kind of insane. It all came from the right and white people, apparently. Now, most of these white supremacy groups, yit. You got your yins and your yits and your mums, which is me, the male monkey. In the 80s, they would infiltrate these hate groups, and most of them were Christian groups. Now, it could be argued that they probably infiltrated some actual hate groups.
Big butt having, wide nose breathing all the white man's air.
The kind that would blow up your standard Schmorschman clinic or whatever the hell. And you'd see that. But if you look a little deeper, you might find some crazy shit.
All lives matter. Stood up against tyranny, oppression. That's what that statue means. We stood up against oppression. That's what that statue represents.
Crime is up! Crime is up! Crime is up!
People taking down Confederate statues and basically tearing everything that stands for the South.
Well, recently, the SPLC is in some hot water. According to the DOJ, from 2014 to 2023, the SPLC had funneled money on the upside of $3 million plus from donors to informants inside of actual hate groups like the KKK, white supremacist groups. We're talking about your skinheads. We're talking about, chapters, like I'm sure biker groups, like the more white nationalist biker groups. We're talking about fucking Aryan Brotherhood. We're talking massive shit here. That's crazy. And they used shell corporations to hide this money. They were fucking funneling to these hate groups. And why were they? Why were they funneling? Why were they funneling money to hate groups? Oh my goodness. Why would a nonprofit or whatever the fuck they are that literally fucking makes their money off needing hate to exist, why would they pay hate groups to hate? None of my business. Now, the big thing is, you guys remember the Charlottesville march protest with the tiki torches? A huge soundbite that Donald Trump put out there saying that the media swung into there was good people on both sides, and then cut. We got it. We got our soundbite. Well, obviously now that's completely debunked. He said there were good people on both sides, talking about the protesters from the left and the protesters on the right, because there was people on the right that were not white supremacists. And then he goes, and Donald Trump said this.
You were asked point blank to denounce white supremacy. In the moment, you didn't. You asked some follow-up questions. Who specifically? A couple of days later, on a different show, you denounced white supremacy.
No,
My question to you is,
you've done this to
why
me and
does
everybody.
it seem like
I denounce white supremacy, okay?
You did
I've
2 days
denounced
later.
white supremacy.
You did
I've
2 days
denounced
later.
white supremacy for years, but you always do it. You always start off with a question. You didn't ask Joe Biden whether or not he denounces Antifa.
And of course, there you can hear he said, but he denounces the white supremacists and the neo-Nazis completely. That's not verbatim, but I'm not editing this right this second. So the founder of the SPLC, his name's Morris Deez. That's not a joke. His last name is Deez, as in
These nuts. Got him.
on the 22nd, which was literally fucking 2 days ago. Holy shit. Okay, so a federal grand jury in Montgomery, Alabama, mount your mama, indicts the SPLC on 11 counts of wire fraud. Yeah, they indicted, the grand jury indicted the SPLC on fucking 11 counts of wire fraud, bank fraud, false statements to banks, conspiracy to commit money laundering. Can you imagine that? A left-leaning organization that actually fucking breeds, fucking thrives on hate. You know, it's kind of like, you know, you got guys like Al Sharpton. And fucking goddamn, that guy's melting into himself, man. He's Ozempicing himself. He's going to go to the quantum realm, dude, eventually. He's going to Ozempic himself. But I digress. So in just the past 2 days, we have this massive, fucking, like, explosive fucking revelation coming from the DOJ. Now, nobody's convicted yet, but Todd Blanche and Kash Patel, they held the press conference. When they actually come out with this in the presser, right? The left goes nuts.
On the Southern Poverty Law Center, I just want to say a quick word about the deeply disturbing charges the Justice Department has brought against the Southern Poverty Law Center. These charges should send a chill down the spine of every American who cares about free expression and the rule of law in the Justice Department. It should send a chill down the spine of every American who cares about civil liberties and the fight against violence extremism. Let's be clear what this case is all about, is really about. It has nothing to do with alleged wire fraud or with the Southern Poverty Law Center somehow working in coordination with the KKK. That's ridiculous on its face. It doesn't pass the laugh test.
I mean, God, I hate even calling them the left. They're not even the left, dude. They're like the fucking... I just think I think we're being psyoped. I mean, Jesus Christ, at this point, fucking Alex Jones was talking about this shit like, was it a decade ago? And he was right. How many times is Alex Jones going to be right? I mean, don't, maybe there was some with Chobani yogurt. I don't know. But allegedly, I don't know. But there's more fucking nickels in the jar than there should be, in my opinion, for conspiracy theories, which are now facts. Well, we don't know because they're not, they're not fucking like, they're indicted. They're not fucking, fucked in the ass yet. The left's calling it political hit job, obviously. I mean, because it's all, we can do no wrong, never. It's always the right's fault. The right, they're just a bunch of white supremacists. They're hateful. We're destroying their democracy. All the revelations about COVID. There was no science behind masking your children. Or the 6 feet. They just came up with that shit. Preponderance of evidence or whatever the fuck is on me. But I'm not going to fucking, relitigate all that shit. I'm just saying. So we have the SPLC, right now, their pants are on their fucking ankles. And people have been calling this shit out for years, man. I mean, if you look at that fucking heat map of hate, it's absolutely ridiculous. The mass shootings, black on white violence, that's not hate. That's not considered hate. Anything from a black supremacist, not hate. Anything from an Islamic, some guy named Muhammad Jihad, which I thought was a joke from Team America, but there was a guy named Muhammad Jihad, which is fucking insane to me. So we can't call that racism. Muhammad Jihad. Anyway, between 2014 and 2023, the SPLC paid more than fucking $3 million to at least 8 leaders and members of actual violent extremist groups, including a KKK, Imperial Wizard, and neo-Nazi fundraisers. Holy shit. The DOJ says the SPLC stoked racial hatred on purpose. One paid a snitch that was totally helping plan the fucking 2017 Charlottesville fucking rally. The Charlottesville rally was funded by fucking slush fund money. Fucking entity SPLC made Charlottesville to discredit the right. I mean, it's the same thing every time, you know. There's not enough white supremacy. You have to make it up. You got to put the swastikas up, and you got to tie the own noose around you. You got to put the noose on your table. You got to do all the things. You know, you got to do all the things yourself. Because, you know, I can't wait around for these white supremacists to come and fucking, you know, be white supremacy. Because they're just not hating enough. And, you know, how can we be victims if they're just not hating? We can't have that. This is like a fucking goddamn... This is basically what happens when a shark just loses the motor function to swim. They die. They have to keep moving. That's why they have to eat so much. In this case, the SPLC is eating fraud. It's subsisting on that. These motherfuckers. Oh, they hid the payments. They hid the payments with fake bank accounts and prepaid card. Literally learned fraud from watching Indians. Do not redeem.
Why are you redeeming? Why are you redeeming?
Fucking fuck. Fake bank accounts and prepaid cards. The donors thought their money was fighting hate.
We're fighting hate, guys.
Swear to God. Just, you know, source. Trust me, bro. Fighting hate. Is the hate in the room with us right now? Fucky. Sorry, if I look, probably gonna look like Charlie fucking Day with the fucking, like, I got piles of Pepe.
Pepe Sylvia, look at the milk. Pepe Sylvia! Oh, shit, buddy, I gotta dig a little deeper. Carol, I gotta talk to you about Pepe. With this whole box is Pepe Sylvia!
Imagine how long they've been doing this, man. When they fucking were like, yeah, you know what? We got all this fucking USAID money. We got all this, you know, the blue, Act Blue money, you know, the slush fund. They could just, you know, fucking, somebody had the bright idea, you know, well, this will never come to light. I really gotta, this is like, trying to figure it out as we go. Grand jury found they lied to banks and donors for almost a decade. This isn't a discontinued program. It's alleged wire fraud, bank fraud, and money laundering.
Conspiracy.
Yes. So the SPLC responded. And what do you think they said?
Never did nothing.
I ain't do nothing.
I ain't do nothing.
I ain't did nothing.
I ain't never did nothing, man.
I ain't even do nothing. I ain't do nothing.
False allegations and not facts. And of course, it's a political attack by the Trump administration. Of course, Orange Man.
It's the demon. Beelzebub.
Fucking, what's some other names?
Tiamat and call him.
I don't know, fucking.
Mephisto. Everything, every name look real orange.
Even though the devil's blue in the Bible, at least in the depictions, in the old depictions. I'm sorry, maybe that's a Catholic thing. I don't know. I don't fucking look at other people's Bibles. I read the Quran without pictures. Jesus Christ, man. What, I think I'm some kind of fucking retard? Don't answer that question at all. Say it's false allegations, and it's a political attack. They admit they used informants, but swear it was all above board.
I did nothing.
Yeah, I see. No. Okay. It all checks out. So Fox, the New York Post, the Spectator, and every right-leaning fucking outlet is blowing the fuck up right now. I mean, I've fucking seen this shit. I hate this right. So, you know, the far right. If you're on the far right, you watch far right YouTubers. You've heard this. You've heard this. I'm like late to the game because obviously I have to fucking slap wasps in my fucking trailer where I definitely do not do red room shit on the dark web. Me, cut that out. Cut that out later. Thank you. Me. This is the same fucking goddamn Southern Poverty Law Center that got fucking like fucking people deplatformed, banks closed, and just lives. They fuck people's lives over like 100%. I mean, you know, we're talking about people praying in front of abortion clinics. I mean, this was like, this had like a cascading effect.
Will FBI agents be attending local school board meetings? No, FBI agents will not be attending local school boards meetings, and there's nothing in this memo to suggest that. I want to, again, try to be clear. This memo is about violence and threats of violence.
Let me just point out, the same day you did the memo, the Justice Department sent out a press release. The press release says Justice Department addresses violent threats against school officials and teachers. Now, you said earlier to a question from one of my colleagues on the Republican side, parents aren't domestic terrorists, we're not going to treat them that way. But let me just read from the third paragraph. According to the Attorney General's memorandum, the Justice Department will launch a series of additional efforts in the coming days designed to address the rising criminal conduct directed towards school personnel. Those efforts are expected to include a creation of a task force consisting of representatives from the department's Criminal Division, Civil Rights Division, Executive Office of U.S. Attorneys, the FBI, the Community Relations Service, Office of Justice Programs, and the National Security Division.
I find that interesting.
If you can do this, then everything afterwards, and we're talking about, people, praying in front of fucking abortion clinics, that goes to the FBI parents who just wanted to, talk to the school board about fucking fuck shit their kids are going through, what they're reading in school, what their teachers are telling them, pronouns, what all this shit, the books about, how to suck cock and fucking butt fuck your best buddy and shit, that seems a little alarming, right? A little bit, just a little tiny bit. I'm not. I might be confused. I don't know. I guess that's proper reading material. I wouldn't know. When I was in school, I was finger banging and shit, so I have no fucking clue. I'm just gonna throw my little 2 cents in here. The SPLC's entire business model hung on having to create hate where there was none. Now, yes, obviously there's hate, but think about it. If you have to fucking go out of your way to do something like Charlottesville, bro, that's brutal. I mean, people are still fucking psyoped by the two people on both sides thing. They're still fucking, in the UK, they're still fucking talking about that shit. They're not even caught up yet over there. Goddamn, they're places like Canada, Spain, fucking all Europe, UK. They're all they watch us like this season of America. And it is way more fun when Trump's on. I'm not going to lie, I did like the Biden years because I was just waiting for him to do some fucking blatantly racist fucking shit. And I hate to see someone on the decline, but God, I can't lie. That was fucking entertainment. That was fucking goddamn cinema. I'm going to close out with this, all right? They're getting fucked. This is a fucking reckoning, man. This is some real shit. This is Drain the Swamp. This is the deep state. This is entrenched fucking systemic fraud. I'd like them to deport more illegals, but fuck the SPLC, man. Fucking you gotta go. You gotta go. I'm here for it, man. I love this shit. God damn it, dude. I'm gonna shock myself in the ass with that fucking thing beat off after this fucking thing. Y'all, thank you. This has been Rob from the Right Power Podcast. Stop donating to causes unless there's a way to donate directly to someone. Fuck causes, all right? Allyship is bullshit, all right? Being a good ally does not make you a good person. Just makes you look like somebody who wants to look like a good person. I don't trust anything anymore. Y'all have a great night. All right, look, I'm going to take you outside. Peace, motherfucker.
Before I grow, try shining. When I throw on the strike, no backing down. We might refuse. Run it down, rush the tank, you try and step through the fight.